lot of positive comments about.
Is this going to work?
We'll see. What would you give the intro? We're going to edit this, so don't worry.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so shall we start?
Sure.
You ready? Okay, go.
Okay, welcome here to another edition of Focus. We're going to focus in on a couple of issues that are important to members here. And I have Ed Olson with me, who is going to tell us about this. We're interested in, one thing that we're seriously interested in is getting Wi-Fi into the dining room for a variety of reasons. And we also want to make it possible for people to designate who are their friends and family that they want to have contacted if they have been, taken away from here to go to Queens or some other location, or if they've moved their status here. So, Ed, tell us about that.
Well, all right. We'll start out with talking a little bit about Wi-Fi in the dining room. Now, some of you and most of you probably have noticed the display we have in the dining room that tells us some of the events that are going on. Well, we've also noticed, I'm sure, that they can be very much out of date. And why is that? Because they have to mechanically go insert a flash drive, which is updated, but when is it going to be updated? So how could this be solved easiest? If we had a Wi-Fi system in the dining room, which would allow all of us to use our smartphones and research and look at things without using their data, which costs you money if you use your data. And if you don't have Wi-Fi, you end up using your data in your phone. So there's many reasons for doing this, and we hope that you would agree with this and help us do whatever we need to do to get Wi-Fi in the dining room. So that's number one item. And Jack, you mentioned the other item, which was the ability to let our friends and relatives to know where we are if something happens, if we go to the hospital. Well, there's a statement always made by the office that this is a privacy thing. Well, I think we as individuals have the right to tell the office, the section leader, where we are and who we want to know. For instance, we'd have a form that you fill out and would tell the office, the section leader, that these people, when they come in, I can list my friends, certain friends, or I could just say anybody that lives here comes in and wants to know where I am, they can get that information. And we'd have a form on file in the office with the section leader, and she could do that. So what do you think of that, Jack? Is that a good idea?
Yeah, I'd like to, if Ed Olson is missing in action, where the hell is he?
Yeah, where did he go?
Where's he gone?
How often do we have that happen? You have a close friend and you say, well, I think something might have happened to him. I haven't seen him for a while. And then, can you tell me where is that? No, can't tell you anything. Oh, okay, so what do? I go around and scrounge around, see if I can find where he is. Very, very poorly done because, we are interested in our friends. Our relatives are interested in us. So why should we not know? And if we put something in our file that says, I want this information to go out, we should have a right to do this. So.
All right, I think we need to research it a little bit more, too, because my mother was in a residential facility, retirement facility, and I spent a lot of time with her just before we came to the home. And they had this issue there because this is a Baptist retirement center. These people want to visit the sick, and so the chaplain would always announce in the dining room that so and so was, let's all pray for him and this kind of thing. And anyway, but they researched the Privacy Act and they found and would put in a policy that you could tell people. You could tell everybody where they were, but you couldn't tell what was wrong with them.
Oh, of course, yeah, and that's not the point. Clearly we're not concerned with.
They want to know if you're alive or not. Yeah.
Right.
But they can find that out from wherever if they visit you in the hospital. They can always find this out. And once you know where you are, you call them or talk to them, and they'll tell you whatever they want.
Well, I have a suspicion that they may have the right to do that right now. They're just not doing it. But
I think
that by law they can tell you where somebody is in the Privacy Act. They just can't tell you what's wrong with them and why they're there.
Yeah, well.
Like they can't say, well, he had a heart attack last night.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. And we're not looking for that.
I think they're generally met with.
Where are they?
My thing has been met with. That's HIPAA. They won't even give you their name.
Privacy Act, you
Yeah.
do have a right to have, you
Right.
have a right for privacy, but you also have a right to determine what kind of privacy you want.
Sure, sure.
Same thing for taking, when they're doing a video of it. They can't publish a video of me doing this unless I approve of them doing so. That's HIPAA for you.
Yeah.
All right. And
Okay.
anyway, I think this is one of the main things we're going to be working on. Communications Committee and many other committees that we're working on, and we're going to try to get all these videos out so everybody will see what's going on.
Okay.
Thank you for watching.
Right.
There we go.
We'll be researching this so that we know exactly what we can do.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we'll be able to create a process that will facilitate your use of this process that we cook up once
Right.
we get clear about our options here. So.
Absolutely. Thanks.